Ugayaji, when you go me go, Obagije go me. Osamakwe yo. Wesiraja me yo. Osame ye ro go na na na. Osamakwe yo. Wadogo me go yo. Sami mwene me o. Obagije go me. Osamakwe yo. Ifina kwa kobyo samade ya. Yo wagerega kya bakaro saje. Imate you know what oh. Osamakwe Yali, when you don't me go, Baba DJ go me. Osamakwe yo. Influence
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is you are welcome to the Joe Brown Idele-Ero show. We are about to start. I apologize that we are starting a little bit late. It was because of some technical issues and concerns right here. Today, we have a very, very crucial discussion, and I want everybody to join us and on this discussion. It is very crucial. It's what is going on in our country today. We all know what has been on for about 2 to 3 weeks now. There's been a protest that is hashtagged End SARS that has degenerated to, breakages, damages, breakdown of law and order and all that in Nigeria. Today I have with me my regular guest who is always here with me to discuss matters of concern in Nigeria. Ambassador Matthew Biki Uwaifo is here already with me to join us on this discussion. Ambassador Uwaifo, welcome to the Joe Brown Idele-Ero show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. And today I'll be staying for at least a long time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, sir.
Yes.
Again, as I was saying, the issue on ground is a matter of concern to everybody in Nigeria. We are just wondering when it will end, and so we don't know, but we are going to talk about it today. The matter has escalated. A lot of people are actually concerned about it, what is going to happen next. So Ambassador Uwaifo, help me out here. What do you know so far?
Know so far about what? How
about the protest that has been going on, the effects and the concern of the Nigeria people and the rest of the world.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, or how each individual looks at it. Because when End SARS started, the whole process was peaceful, well organized, and there was no violence. For 2 weeks, which has never happened in Nigeria, we saw our youths. We saw our youths coming out. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Yes, okay, because I can't see myself on the screen.
Yeah, the video is out. You don't have the video.
This is why I'm wondering what happened. Okay, if you can hear me, can I speak on? Then we can work
on that later. Yes, go ahead, sir.
You can still hear me.
I can hear you very well.
All right.
Okay,
I'm
now
back now.
Now you're back with the video.
Yes. Okay. So what I was saying, the whole thing went very peaceful, and there was no violence. And then the federal government was saying that they wanted to meet the leadership of the progress. Everybody on the internet was saying there are no leaders and so on and so forth. Now, my question is this: how can there be no leaders to a protest that took part for 2 weeks? People were feeding, people were eating, pictures were being taken, and it was well organized. The fact is, the youths did not want to start electing people to say this is our leaders, because in the past, such leaders have been compromised and bought over by the federal government. So the youths wanted to organize it in a new format, and that's what they did. So no one can say there was no leadership. There was leadership. Only the leadership did not follow the norms that were known. Now, come after 2 weeks. Before that ended, we had the so-called, I'm calling him so-called because he doesn't know the rule of law. We had Ambassador Hussein Komasi, the Nigerian ambassador for peace and social justice to the United Nations, coming out and saying that during, I'm trying to give you a build up to what happened, the events, what happened, how hoodlums decided to hijack the process. You know, I want your viewers to be very clear on this. So Komasie said that if it was during the Obasanjo time, protests would not have been allowed on the street. There would have been no protest. Obasanjo would have dealt with it. That Buhari should call in the army and deal with the protesters. That was a whole ambassador for peace and social justice. That was 3 days before the 19th. He made that statement on the 15th. Then the so-called, I'll say again so-called, because these people are not representatives of the Nigerian voice, nor do they know the pain that the public is going through in Nigeria, or they will not make reckless statements. The chairman or representative or spokesman or whatever he called himself of the Arewa group from the north said that if the intention is to remove Buhari from office, they will declare war in the whole country. Now, these reckless statements were given on the 15th and on the 16th, right? And the federal government never called it hate speech. The federal government never made any, never said anything about those statements. Now, on the 19th, the youths who were harmless, who were discussing that they were tired of their destiny and their future being mortgaged, you know, for the immediate, the army from the brigade command of the army in Lagos decided, first of all, there was a bit of, they removed the lights at the bridge, and then it became total darkness, and the troops started firing on innocent civilians. So it is quite a shame to say that the Lagos state government told the mayor of London that only one person died. Nobody, only one person. And it is equally a shame from certain quarters officially to say nobody died. You cannot fire live bullets in a crowd and say nobody died. We have all the videos and all the evidences, and these are not TikTok videos, or nor are they doctored videos like he. These are real videos, which are real evidence. So, after having said that, Buhari gave his national address 2 days ago. And that address was completely nonsensical. Let me call it that way. There was no empathy. There was no being with the people, and there was a condescending spirit, as if Nigerian lives don't matter, as if the president is living in another planet, not in our country. And to add insult to injury, he never acknowledged the dead in Lekki Bridge. That is the president that is ruling Nigeria right now. No empathy with the people, no talking about the families that were sent or how the army shot on innocent civilians. Instead, he is saying that the international community should not rush to judge the government without getting their facts correct. What facts do you want to get correct? I think, having said that and taking it to that place so far, I will now leave it to you, after giving this background, to put the conversation in another light, because I've talked for some time. I was trying to lay the foundation down, give a short brief on how we came to where we are now.
Thank you, sir. I got that quite right. The question I have for you, you kind of played down on the president's speech regarding this issue when he finally came out to deliver a speech to the nation. And is it that he wasn't, because you talk about he did not show any empathy on what happened in Lekki, and that the military were shooting at unarmed youth that were protesting, that in Lekki. So is it that he was not properly briefed on what happened, or what? How could he have missed that part? Because that was a very crucial part that was that went viral in the social media and everywhere. That people, unarmed youths were shot at by the military. Somebody must have given the order before the military went over there to use their weapon on the unarmed youth. So now that the president finally came out to deliver a speech to the nation, and you just talk about it now that he did not talk about, there was no empathy, he didn't talk about what happened in Lekki. So again, my question was, is it that he wasn't properly briefed about it, or what?
This is the problem with Nigeria. This is one of the problems with Nigeria. We tend to excuse our leaders so much. We tend to hide their failures and their inability to deliver under quoted words. Now, the point is this. This riot would not even have gotten to where it went to if we had a president that has empathy with the people, a president that is in charge, and not a president that is controlled by cabals. Now, when the IG decided to end SARS, to disband SARS, and bring SWAT, and people were still protesting, was stopped. In fact, after 3 days of protest, if really we had somebody in Aso Rock who is responsible, what stopped the president from coming out and telling the people, my people, I can feel your pain. As a result, I have heard all you people have said, and I'm with you people. That is why I've asked that SARS be disbanded, and all your complaints, we are looking at it, they cannot be solved in a day. Therefore, I am going to form a commission of inquiry to look into these things, and that commission of inquiry will be composed of, say, 12 members. Out of these 12 members, 4 will be from the government side, or 5, and the youths will bring 5, and two will come from the, what is it called, the civil societies and so on and so forth. And this is going to be a public hearing. Please, if you have anything to say, appear. I am telling you that these protests would have died down if the president had made that move within 3 days of the protest. For me, let me tell you the truth. People are making such a big deal about he gave a speech. Buhari's speech, like I said, was nonsensical. There was no empathy there. There was no human feeling there. Your country is burning, and you are saying, you people wanted me to address you, so I'm going to address you now. Let me tell you the truth. Who are you giving the privilege? You think it's a privilege to address your people about such an important matter? And instead, the president was tweeting. Look, we have a president that is not a president. How can you be tweeting? Are you Donald Trump? Has Nigeria got into America yet that you start tweeting? Instead, okay, leave all that. Let me just ask you a question. What stopped the president from flying to Lagos and seeing where his citizens were killed? That is what I mean by empathy. Or no COVID, the president would have empathized with the people. His speech was condescending and out of point. He was talking about irrelevant things. You see, what Nigerians are really asking about is restructuring. Restructuring has so many facets inside it. In my own view, what they are really speaking about is that we should be treated equally. Every citizen should be treated equally. Ask yourself why this SARS protest is not in the north. Ask yourself why there are no hoodlums burning places and doing all these things in the north. Those are the questions.
Well, yeah, I got you right there. You know, I understand that the reason for that, I wouldn't really tell you. I don't have an answer to that because I don't know. It was supposed to be a nationwide protest, like you said. There was no leadership. There was no leadership in this whole thing, and if there was, they should have communicated, you know, all over the country, because the information to everywhere that is going to be going down from, you know, now to this time. But it is only concentrated, I mean, from what I'm saying, in the southern part of Nigeria. Probably that is the reason why I'm not in the defense of the president. Maybe that's why he didn't even take it seriously. Even at that, for like you said, there's nothing stopping him from actually going to the scene, you know, where the incident took place, and that is showing empathy. That's showing concern of a leader who is leading the whole nation. There is nothing that stopping him from actually going down there and visit with the people who were probably injured and make a speech right there, and you know, show concern and you know, condole with the family of those that lost their lives. So he didn't do any of those things. He didn't do that. But now we are still saying, what is going to be? My point here is, where do we go from here? The president has delivered his own speech. Many people are dissatisfied with it. They are not happy with the speech that he gave. Okay, now, where do we go from here?
Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that we have a leadership that is irresponsible and irresponsive. You see the two words I use. They are not only irresponsible, they are irresponsive. You understand? Yes. The youths are tired of tyranny, tribal and religious coloration that fuels division in the country. If you see the composition of those protests, Muslims were there, Christians were there, all tribes were present. Even Hausas living in the south, they were present. So the youths were tired of tyranny, all right? And also, not only every strata, they were challenging the vagabonds in power, because all the people we have in power are vagabonds, and I must say it here. Sorry if I'm using strong words, okay? We must not care about what politicians say right now. I'm telling you the truth. Because the question is this: how would you expect? They are gaining from the system. They are exploiting the system. A senator that earns more than the United States president, how do you expect that senator to be able to defend the right of the poor man on the street, to be able to know that people are hungry, to be able to know that people need a better life?
Okay.
So what I'm saying, the way forward from here, that is what you're asking.
Yes.
Don't think that the protest is finished though. People have just gone back to re-strategize. And I'm telling you the truth from what I know. Buhari was even warning people to say that protesters, they are the hoodlums. But in this your program, I'm going to tell you how the hoodlums came about and who was behind hijacking this beautiful process, this beautiful protest. So the way forward is simply this. I quote Bob Marley. He who fights and run away lives to fight another day. People, we are going to keep struggling. People are going to keep talking. And I'm telling you, another protest will come up, because there are so many things Nigerians want done. Now, the government was saying that they gave answers. We would have waited to see how it would be implemented. We would have waited to see if the government will act or not. Very good. Shey, he said the protest should stop. The protest is stopping now, but the hoodlums are busy breaking into warehouses, burning properties, and so on and so forth, because if you will not allow them to protest peacefully, the hoodlums who neither obey the rule of law nor believe that there is a country called Nigeria are taking advantage of the situation. So, and check it, it's spread over every part of the South. You understand? So, like I said in one of my videos, no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any other Nigerian.
I heard that. Okay, sir, that brings me to a point here. This is what we expect. Many of us express the view this way, that at the beginning, when the issue of NSAS was addressed, when the SARS was disbanded, some of us had the opinion, some people had the opinion that they would have actually retreated, the protesters would have retreated and then come up, because there are a lot, like you said, there are a lot to be protested about in that country. First of all, the biggest part that they have not gotten into, probably they are working on that, is the NAS and the power sector in that country. Now, that's the opinion of people, that they should have retreated when they now listen to their demand. Their demand was actually adhered to by the federal government by disbanding SARS, even though they follow it up with bringing up the SWAT, which was too sudden. It was too sudden. They should have, the federal government made a mistake right there. There's no doubt about that. They should have relaxed before they come up with policing. Anyway, regardless, the only thing is that the brutality of the SARS and the extrajudicial killing of the SARS was too much. that brought about this protest, all together. But now that that happened, the SWAT, this house was disbanded, replaced by with a SWAT, different outfit. But again, that triggered the anger of the protesters. But what I'm saying here is based on what the point you just raised, is that they are just gone back to re-strategize. That would have been the very best thing they should have done.